know where the heck the world is going to take me, but I know it's going to take me somewhere. And I'm ready to be international. I'm ready to take you guys with me. There are people who need to see you shine and to know that they can take up space in the world to shine too. Welcome to Curiously Pattie, Travel and Film Diaries. My name is Patrice, and girl, if you're new to this channel, so am I. I am a filmmaker living in Los Angeles, and I'm starting over in my 30s. I have decided, after 11 years of living in LA, that I'm moving to New Orleans. I'm turning 35 this year, and I was doing a lot of soul searching. I've lived in LA and grown in LA. I did the thing that we all do as creatives who come to LA, is after you finish school, you move and your dreams are ahead of you, and LA is the place to accomplish those dreams. We all have our Oscar speech ready. We all have got our Emmy acceptance speech ready. We've all got our NAACP award acceptance speech ready. And then you move to New Orleans. So, oh man, welcome. If you are a person that is just starting over, doing a big pivot in your 30s, you are in the right place, girl. You are in the right place. Grab some tea. I've got my lavender tea. Grab a drink. Whatever you do, we're here. We're gonna chat about it. And this will be the first time I'm really just like talking it out completely from top to bottom. What excited me about change. Sorry, I'm getting over this long cough that I've had after I had the flu 2 weeks ago. I still have a little bit of a cough. But yeah, what excited me about moving, some hurdles I'm facing, existential crisis, and what I'm looking forward to the most. So, girl, let's dive in. When I tell y'all I moved here like a brand new baby bird, I was very sheltered, moving from Arizona, such a church girl when I moved here, and was like terrified of the industry, but I knew I have always felt called to create. I did not know what that would entail when I first moved here, but when I first moved to LA, I was gonna be dancing and acting and just like being on camera. I interned at an acting studio and a dance studio for free, not getting paid, for the last 5 years of my 20s. And then 2019 hit, and I kind of had gone through like an existential crisis. They call it a Saturn return. I guess it's between 28 and 30, where life just starts to ask you the bigger questions. And if you choose to face it and answer those questions, you come out just like this whole new person that is ready to face the next decade of their life. So in 2019, I did not know what a Saturn return was. I was fully in church and not doing any sort of astrology, I'll tell you that. But my Saturn return hit. And all of a sudden, all of these thoughts of who am I, what am I doing, it all hit. I was still auditioning and all that stuff. I stopped it all in 2019. Did not know the pandemic was coming in 2020. But I took a year to just ask myself, who am I? Like, I'm not living. I'm just doing. I'm in this machine every day and I'm putting myself out there. What do I look like? What do I sound like? What do you want my hair to look like? How old do you want me to look? And I had had enough. So for the last 5 years in 2020, what I just started doing was making my own content. I started directing my own kind of like experimental films. I started helping all my friends with their experimental films, and I started to become a lot happier with my life and feel like I had a lot more control with my life. And there are beautiful projects, and I have friends who are very successful in this industry, but for me, I never got to really live before I got here. I've always known I wanted to be a creative. I only knew LA or New York, and LA was closer to home. It was like a 8-hour drive from my home in Arizona. I had a friend who was living here, and I stayed in her living room until I could get an apartment. So I just moved, y'all. I just remember thinking, oh great, what have I done? But I know I need to be here if I'm going to be somebody, you know? And so honestly, that same energy I kept for like the first 6 years of being here. And then the pandemic hit, and I'm making these, making content with people, writing my own sketch comedy, writing my own proof of concepts for shows. I'm writing pilots for TV series that I'm coming up with. And I'm like, I'm in my element, I'm in my zone. I start working production because of that, like getting a good resume together and good experience. I started producing like online content, print ads, stuff like that, and coordinating, event coordinating as well, assistant coordinating, just being more behind the camera. And I've liked that. I'm a very organized person. I'm like, I can get things done. But a lot of my own projects went on the back burner. But I was happy because I was learning. And I'm learning how to put all these tools that I'm producing on other people's projects into my own and into my friends' stuff. So, flash forward to now. And I'm traveling a lot for work, doing the event coordinating and assisting, and I'm seeing how people are living not in LA and how other millennials are and other Black women are following their dreams and passions and creating art in communities outside of LA that appreciate it. And not that it's not appreciated out here, but essentially it's all just so big. And I get that. I've had to learn that energy to walk in a room and be like, I'm standing on business on my ideas. Are we gonna make money or not? But I also like creating with a community of people that just enjoys creating. Because my bread and butter is producing and coordinating, and so I'm always doing that, will always do that, but I'm like, okay, if I'm never here either, I'm flying out of town to produce these events, to work, then why am I also spending a lot of money in LA to be here? And so that's another thing where it's like, in order to live in the walkable areas of the city, you have to pay an arm and a leg. I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to plan for a future, plan to meet the love of my life and maybe settle down. And I started asking myself, like, do I even want to own a home out here? So I'm like, okay, what does turning 35 look like? And reinventing myself, going with this pivot of saying, okay, I want to continue to create, but I want a better quality of life as I work my way to being a content creator and getting paid for that, being a filmmaker and getting paid for that, being able to make the big bucks to live how I want to live in New York, which is a walkable city full of community and music and people and projects and shows. That's really what I want. So I was like, okay, what is the in-between for that? And for me, that is New Orleans. It's a walkable city. You can hop on the streetcar. People are creating everywhere. Music everywhere. Also, I love being near a body of water. I just realized that even if I'm not in the water, I don't be getting in the water like that. But I need to be able to sit and like think on my life by a body of water. Like I go to the beach out here and I'm just like, I'm just chilling, you know? And so there's a Mississippi River out in New Orleans that I would not dare swim in, but to just kind of sit and eat lunch and journal or read a book, create during the days, work wherever I have to, you know, wherever there's a production going on, but to have just like a better quality of life, to get more bang for my buck, to eat good food, see art that is also in the entertainment industry, but also art that's just like for the community and just for the people. And that is here in LA, and I love it. I've gone to Black on the Block. I do film festivals. I'm doing it all here. So it's not to say that I didn't, but I want to experience a new city. I want to experience what art and culture and blackness is in New Orleans. There's so much history there. I'm just so excited. Like, it just feels like a great middle ground. But y'all, starting over in your mid-30s when you're approaching like a milestone birthday is stressful and scary, and I've had some anxiety about it. I'm not gonna lie. I've had some anxiety about it. I think because when you imagine yourself moving to a city and being successful and just doing the things, and I'm gonna be shopping on Beverly Hills, and I'm gonna own the home, you know, in Baldwin Hills, and it's just, when that doesn't happen after 11 years, despite your best effort, like I have been working hard, but I think the thing that I needed to learn most was how to take that hustle and that drive somewhere else where I can enjoy life a little bit more, while continuing to create. Oh, best believe this is just the beginning. I feel so centered. I've never had more ideas for my projects, more clarity and direction for my writing and directing, more, I guess I'm more settled in also to who I am as a director and finding my own style. And I needed LA to do that. But it has been so hard to not feel like I'm going to be behind. Starting over at 35 when other people are, man, getting the bag, even at 25, you know? Like, everyone's journey is different, but I have to ask myself what makes me happy. And what makes me happy is having a lot more peace and a lot more space, and creating while having a savings account is what makes me happy. And so I'm like, okay, I can't be afraid of being behind when I am the furthest I've ever been in my life. Your creativity follows you. It goes with you wherever you are. God goes with you wherever you are. God and possibilities are not limited to a region. And for the longest time, I thought that if I leave LA, because I haven't been really happy here, really ready to move for the last 6 years, maybe, yeah, since 2019. Like, since I stopped acting, I haven't seen a point of me being in this city, really, other than to grow as a producer. But there are people producing everywhere. Atlanta's a hub as well. So, you know, Chicago. And I've been questioning if I wanted to go those places, but What held me back was thinking if I leave here without hitting certain goals, then it was a waste of time. And now I know that's not true. And some people may be watching this video like, girl, I'm trying to move to LA. And I'm like, if that is your thing, you just have to know what the trade-off is. Our time is our biggest asset. Our time is the only thing that we can never get back. And so you have to ask yourself if you want to trade off your time for this very specific type of hustle, because life is, you're gonna have to work wherever you are. But what is the quality of life that you're wanting to have while you create? Because you can create from anywhere. There's cameras, good cameras everywhere. There's good paint everywhere. There's good people everywhere. There's beauty everywhere. And so the world is our oyster. And I'm ready to explore it. I feel like this move to New Orleans is not just like the start of my life living in peace, but also the start of me exploring the world. Like, I'm starting in New Orleans, and I don't know where the heck the world is gonna take me, but I know it's gonna take me somewhere. And I'm ready to be international. I'm ready to take you guys with me and be curious and create while I'm being inspired by these new things that I'm exploring. I'm really curious to see how that's going to shape my filmmaking, my storytelling. Like, what stories am I going to want to tell being in the South? And honestly, y'all, he, she, they, them, follow the peace. Ever since I decided to move, so many things have been lining up. People, opportunity, money, all has been lining up for me to leave. Projects popping up. It's very interesting what happens when you're in line with what you truly want. If you're creative and you're thinking of moving to one of these big cities, the thing I want to ask you before you move is, what do you want? Why? What is the life that you're picturing, and why? Are you running from something? Are you running to something? Because if you're running from something, I'm gonna tell you now, if you are running from something, LA is not only going to not be an escape, it is going to highlight and maximize any darkness for you to confront. Like, you have to know yourself living in this city. There's no success for people who are questioning who they are. There is only success in this city for people who know what they bring to the table and are unapologetic about it. And that's something I had to learn. Living here, I was asking a lot of questions about who I was, and I wanted any and everyone else to give me the answer. As soon as I found out who I am, I was like, cool, I'm ready to go. Now let's take this energy and spread this love everywhere else. So, yeah, 35. It's weird. It's really weird thinking I'm turning 35 and now I'm starting over. I'm doing the pivot into YouTube and content creating and exploring. It's crazy. Like, I still can't believe it. One of the things that I did do last year was start a YouTube channel called Burton and Burton Pictures, which is the filmmaking and horror side of what I do with my friend Whitney. And we both have the same last name, Burton. And that is kind of, it just feels synchronized. She's moving with me. We are getting an apartment. We actually just locked in an apartment in New Orleans. It's beautiful and humongous. We have a guest room. I'm going from living in a room the size of a guest room to actually a lot smaller than most people have, to living in a 4-bedroom house paying the same amount of rent. And it's only gonna be us two. I have 3 roommates here, 3 housemates. So the quality of life, child. The quality of life. And it's not just about the things, but LA has shaped who I am internally, and now I'm ready for my external world to match. And having this horror channel and moving to a place where there's so much horror history, voodoo and all of the witchy things that I want to be writing about, I want to learn about first and like just get the history of the place, so that when I'm writing my cute little comedy, you know, like my vampire comedy, I'm like, well, what's been going on in the vampire world? It's always set in New Orleans, you know. There's a show, what's it called, Mayfair Witches. That's set in New Orleans. Actually, I hope to get on those sets. Okay, I'm trying to be in the Anne Rice world. Hire me as an assistant producer, assistant coordinator. Child, put me on. Okay, that is a huge goal of mine, moving there. I also want to be working with Essence Fest. I would love to just somehow be any part of the team that makes any part of Essence Fest happen. So maybe y'all be getting a little vlog from me in a couple months. That's the thing too. Like I said, you don't want to run from something, you want to run towards something. And so in this reinventing of my life, although it is hard, I'm running towards what feels like the rest of my life. I'm running towards expanding on producing and coordinating. I'm running towards expanding on creating and exploring new stories. Like, how am I going to continue to have fuel for stories if I never go anywhere, if I never leave? So, I'm just really excited for anyone who is doing a pivot and starting over, even if it has nothing to do with this industry. It's never too late. It really isn't. And I feel like this sounds so cliche because I've heard other people do it and I thought, okay, girl, but you don't know my story, you don't know my life, you don't know my bank account. But I will tell you, once you make that decision, God and the universe just align everything up. It is crazy. I have some stories, y'all. So I just hope that you trust that choosing yourself and your peace and the thing that makes your soul excited about life is not only what you're meant to do, but it's a selfless act. There are people who need to see you shining to know that they can take up space in the world to shine too. So that's what I'm doing. I hope I can inspire somebody else to just kind of live your life out loud, to book the trip, take the job that takes you somewhere incredible, apply for the job that takes you overseas. Like, what's stopping us? Nothing but our own doubts. I had a friend tell me once that it was like selfish for her to follow her dreams and like she should just be a teacher because the world needs teachers. And I was like, you know what? I get that. But like, would you be happy as a teacher? Because if you're not happy with your life and you're sitting around here pouring into these kids and you're being an asshole, what are you really contributing? When there are people who have a passion to teach the next generation in a school setting specifically. There are people, y'all seen Abbott Elementary? There are people who really do, they were born for that thing. And so what do you feel like you were born to do? And how can you then go anywhere in the world and do so? So that other people know that they can do what they were born to do. You know? Do it happily. Because work is work, y'all. Work is work. We all have to work through this lifetime. So you may as well be happy doing what you're doing. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to a softer life. A life where we know we have to work hard, so we're going to take care of ourselves along the process because we're in this for a good time and a long time. And that's what builds longevity, is being happy with what we're doing so that we will continue to get up every day and go get it. I'm going to keep you guys posted. I literally can't believe it. I will show you guys all of the DIY stuff that I'm going to be doing once I get to New Orleans. But also, girl, I'll show you this wall. I have mounted, I mean, you can even see behind me, I am a wall girl. I have to take all this stuff down. I have to fill holes. I have to repaint. My TV is mounted Oh man, there's gonna be some huge holes. So I'm gonna show you guys, I'm a little bit of a DIY girly, how I'm going to get this room reset for the next person that's gonna be coming and staying here. So yeah, this is just the beginning, y'all. I'm so happy that you are here on this journey. And again, whatever that thing is that gets you up in the morning and drives you and makes your heart do the little flutters, do it. Do it. Until next time, bye. Oh, you know what? Feel free to subscribe, y'all, because there's more on the way. Like this video if you want me in your algorithm. And yeah, comment if you're starting something new, or comment if you've done it. Oh Lord, give us the girls some tea on what it was like if you have successfully done a big move or a big pivot, a big life change. Girl, hunty, drop it in the comments. All right, till next time.